Hey everybody, we're going to go over our Forex trades for today, Friday, August 15th. Really not looking to trade all that much. It's a Friday in the middle of August, and we all know it's slow. Not a whole lot of economic news out there either from around the world. Some data came out this morning at 8:30, but we were out of positions. It was a medium level number. One that you really didn't I mean, you need to be concerned only because if it misses one, big one way or the other. Although, if you're still in the positions, they could turn around if they went against you. But we had two trades, pulled out 18.4 pips. We'll go over them here. They were from last evening. One of them was the New Zealand dollar, U.S. dollar, which is the one you're looking at here, and then there was one early this morning. I don't know, maybe around 20 after 7 a.m., 7:30, something like that, a.m. on the East Coast. There was a signal. Actually, there were two signals, and we got out of one. The other one we're still holding, but one we got out of prior to the economic news because we were up a bunch, and we'll go over that in a minute. So the first one was New Zealand dollar, U.S. dollar, which was last night. It was a short 0.84891. It was a nice short. It came, relatively quickly. It started to come in our favor. We looked to cover right around that 0.8475 level. Sort of correlates with these tops. I mean, maybe a little early. It's just that, that quarter figure number. It's a psychological number. So between those two things and not trying to get greedy, we figured let's just take it. We were up 14, a little over 14 pips, adjusted for size, about 7. It did come lower. It came all the way down to 65, another 10 or 11 pips from where we covered, which got closer to those, more in that consolidation range, which is really what it should have done, and it did do. Maybe we were a little too conservative with it, but we'll take it. Again, you're staring at 14.4, little over 14 pips in a relatively short period of time, coming to, a quarter figure number, which is relatively close to an area where it should be stopping. Let's not get greedy and take the profits. Euro CAD was this morning. Similar type trade in a way. I mean, as soon as we get it, we're long 1.45791. It's moving in our favor. As soon as we got it, within, it had to be within 20 minutes, a half an hour. We're up 15, 18, then all of a sudden we're up 20, and we're over 22 pips. The news is coming out, the economic numbers coming out in a matter of 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something, and you're staring at over 20 pip gain. At one point we were up about 27 pips or so. It's at the figure, right? 1.4600. Not only is it at the figure, you got some tops that are up higher. You got a bunch of congestion here from a few days ago. The algorithm was looking for somewhere up towards the top of that congested area, around the quarter figure number. But you're staring at over 22 pips in the face. You're at the figure, and there's economic numbers coming out here in the States. Do you risk it? It's like book the profits, or do you risk that the number is favorable to this pair, Euro Canadian dollar, and it goes higher and goes to the algorithm's forecasted price, and you make the whole move, which is about 40 pips or so, 45 pips, or do you just lock in the 20 pips in case the number is not favorable to this pair? We locked it in. I mean, again, just going over it, you're in the money over 20 pips in a short period of time. You're at the figure. You're at a congested area. Odds are, it all depends on what that number is going to be, right? The number's coming out. We're relatively conservative. We're taking the profits, so we're locking them in, and we're going to move on. And that's exactly what we did. Ultimately, we ended up being right. It's just that economic number wasn't favorable to this pair, and she sold off. If it was, we would have been looking bad. But when you make 20 some odd pips in a short period of time, how bad could you really look, right? So if you didn't get out, I mean, that's your choice. To us, it's sort of being greedy. The other thing you could have done was get out of a half of this or 3/4 of it and see what happens with the rest. I mean, there's many different ways to trade it. But we'll take the 22 pips and we'll lock it in, especially on a Friday. We'll adjust it for size. It's 11.3 pips. So overall, 2 trades up 18.4 pips. Locking it in, moving on to next week. Have a great weekend. Any signals come out, they'll be coming your way, and we'll be back Monday.